Hashtag Stout season is upon us. FLX Beer Reviews, back with another episode of As the Beer Swirls. I am Dan.
I am Mike. Dan, I feel like we've entered the Matrix.
Oh, buddy.
What are we drinking?
We have entered the Matrix of Kettlehead in the form of one of their anniversary beers. This is the Darkside of 1.101. So this is an Imperial Stout. And this is a triple mashed, boiled for 24 hours, no adjuncts, no lactose.
Not a one.
And it's been aged in brown sugar rum barrels. Does that sound delicious?
Yes, it does.
I think so. But dude, this label is so dope.
It's pretty
It's
great.
got like the little Matrix code. It's 10.9 ABV, no canned on date, but due to our ability to search on social media, we know this is very fresh because their anniversary was at the beginning of November.
We is a smart.
Yes.
So yeah, so a stout from Kettlehead, of which we have had a hand.
Okay.
That beer wants nothing more than to
Jump in my belly.
We've had a handful of their beers at this point, but not a stout.
Yes.
So it's safe to say I have high hopes.
We are very appreciative to receive this beer.
Absolutely, we are. That looks like the label.
I hear it sizzling, like bacon in the pan, all the carbonation dying down. Oh.
And there you go. The secret sips.
I'm making sure it doesn't.
Oh, okay, Joe. He pulls that shtick too. That is just.
In fact, looking at just the glass, I see.
All I see is us.
You're just looking at like a couple beer nerds, like this is like the beer series.
Oh, look at
I wish you could see what we're seeing right now.
It's
be
not
better.
pretty. It is just black cola.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh wow. Okay, look at the lacing and the alcohol legs. Look at that.
the head on it is a dark, rich tan, almost a Corinthian leather.
Oh wow.
It looks fantastic. Like, this passes the eye test.
So I would say we're maybe about 50 degrees on it.
Yeah, we've had this thing
out.
sitting out for a little while.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure we drank this at the proper temperature. We didn't want to do Kettlehead into service. So,
Yeah.
let's get a whiff, shall we?
Oh, that smells good.
Oh, man. There's some nice, like, woody, just tannins in there.
Dude, there is a sweet kind of black licorice thing going on for me.
Ooh, okay.
Like star anise.
Oh, man, I'm getting like a dark raspberry.
You know what, dude? Speaking of the raspberry, you know what I'm getting? Good and Plenty's.
Oh, there's a pull. Yeah, okay, I can see Good and Plenty's.
Like that's that kind of fruity kind of stone fruit pop to it.
Yeah, with the licorice behind it, basically.
And you're getting like a nice dark chocolate.
Like a dark chocolate that's like, it's so dense and thick that they're shaving it off for you. It's very like a dry dark chocolate.
Kind of.
The rum is coming out. Like,
Whoa, I'm getting excited.
I'll tell you what, that brown sugar, like that sweetness,
Like the brown,
like a baking brown sugar just kind of wafting out.
like a banana bread or something.
Yeah.
But sans banana.
Yeah, there's no banana.
Like a nice sweet brown bread.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. This is nice smelling. And there's a sweetness there, but I'm excited to kind of see what that's about, like given no lactose or anything.
I feel like we've just laundry listed stuff, but nothing is overpowering. It's all very subtle and just kind of, the aromas are wafting up to you.
Dude, it's a very mouth-watering kind of...
Yeah, as I'm smacking around. Now,
almost getting some raisin.
yeah, absolutely. I could see that.
Like a plum. Like plums more appropriately. Maybe not raisins.
This thing's open. This has opened up even more since we've poured it.
Yeah, because there's like sort of raspberry grapiness to it.
Is there a weird sense of, I can't believe we just poured this out of a can? I feel like we should just open like a big old bottle.
And honestly, you almost get yes, it is a rum, a spiced rum, but like the Kraken. You ever had Kraken?
Yeah, I know I've had it.
I know you've had probably like a
something.
Captain Morgan dark spiced rum, but yeah, release the Kraken. Arr.
What a fantastic aroma! I could smell this all day.
Yeah.
I guess I'm ready to dive in.
I've got
it. You've already got your secret.
I didn't sip it.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Thank you for sending this our way. Ooh. Ooh, there's a nice kind of coffee. Now, well, there's a nice roast to it.
There's a roast.
Like a light breakfast blend of coffee. Mm-hmm. But there is all the sweetness that you were kind of maybe assuming was going to be there based on that nose.
I really get the dark chocolate raspberry wood grain coming through now. It's really, really pleasant.
Let's talk about the body.
There's a bit more carbonation than I was expecting.
There is, but it's not off-putting.
I think it is the exact amount. It is the appropriate.
You ever
amount
have a
of
stout like this and it's undercarbed and you're like,
yes,
you're kind of getting sick of it halfway through, even though it tastes delicious.
Yeah,
you kind of get sick of it because that carbonation isn't there to kind of break up the palate.
This is just the right amount of carbonation
to where it like. What I mean by that is like, picture it this way: you get a nice tasting, big-bodied stout like this. But it's so undercarb, it just lays very heavy on the tongue.
It fatigues your palate almost.
It's so just dense and just kind of syrupy. Whereas this is kind of syrupy and full-bodied, but has that sense of that little spritz. Just kind of percolated off the taste buds.
Yeah, it's enough to break up when all those flavors...
Someone's going to clip that. You know that, right? Someone's going to clip it where I'm just going, percolate.
It's going to happen. And he's going to do it. It's got all those heavy flavors just start to rest on the palate, and that carbonation comes along to just break it up enough to where it starts dancing around. This is fantastic. I'm borderline speechless. This is really good. Does it drink?
It's not entertaining for you, but I'm just gonna sit back and relax.
Does it? How's the ABV for you? Is the ABV appropriate, or does it drink a little bigger? Like if someone told me this was a 11.5 or a 12, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
See, here's the thing: I don't get that much of an alcohol presence. I get the warming, but as far as on the taste, I'm not getting a lot of booze.
Yeah,
it's slight booze.
I think it hides the booze pretty well. For this 10, like I think I expected a little more booze, but I think everything is so balanced. Like this is wonderfully drunk, and I think when this continues to warm, it's going to open up even more. I think maybe some of those dark fruit notes are going to start blossoming even more.
So there's a very savory aspect to this, but there's also that little bit of where I'm sitting there kind of getting it off the side of the mouth. Just kind of savoring it. This is fantastic.
Yeah. This is delicious.
Mark this up as another one in the books for Kettlehead. That just is.
Kettlehead, man.
Hey, Mike, toss up the softball. Knock it out of the park. Because that's what they're doing.
They are. They have cracked the code, if you will. They have unplugged themselves from the Matrix.
10.9. So just a flake of oats, be under 11%. Yeah,
we go back to there is no lactose and no adjuncts in this beer. This is like
that's amazing. I think that barrel did its job, importing all those spiced rum.
Yeah, I think they pulled every possible.
Honestly, this
note
makes me
out
want
of
to go
barrel.
get like one of those little shooters of some spiced rum, some dark spiced rum, you know.
This makes me want to. So, not to cross breweries over here, but Brewery Ardennes, they do a beer and chocolate pairing flight. This makes me want to just get some
Look at them legs.
some different artisan chocolates and put with it.
Ooh. Tell you what. Turkey Day is around the corner.
This
Guess what little Danny boy would love to have on this table sitting here. Just everyone, all the family, extended family, we're all sitting at the table, just mowing down. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, just sitting there going,
swirling away, doing the old FLX swirl. Just
oh yeah.
oh,
Everyone in the family that doesn't drink beer or doesn't know what craft beer is,
yeah.
they just look at me like I'm some weirdo. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, pinkies up every time I.
You know what I want? I want an array of pies that I can like thin slice up different ones and just pair it with this and see what the pastry.
How do you
and,
think this would go well with like a pecan pie? You like pecan pie?
It's not my favorite, but I think it would go really well with that.
Like
I think
all the brown
nuts,
sugar
I think the
and
brown
nuts?
sugar. Is there molasses in that too?
Or even a pumpkin pie.
Like anything with some spices or some nuts or dark flavors in there. Any kind of crust, like your graham cracker crusts. This beer, this is the perfect weather for this beer.
I'll tell you what, seriously, this beer deserves like a long review as to where we just sit here and sip on the whole thing.
It really does.
From
start to finish and just see what happens.
But it's already opening up. Like it's a nice temperature at this point. If you are from New Hampshire and can get Kettlehead, I would highly suggest you see if they have any of this left.
And stock.
And if they don't, I highly suggest you just slip a 20 to the bartender and say, "Where's the reserves at?"
Yeah, we know you're hiding some. And if you do buy some, like, let a couple cans sit around for a little while and see what happens. I mean, not for nothing. I can only imagine this beer getting better.
It's so drinkable, though. That's the thing. It's not
abusing your palate.
No. Like, my palate is just sitting here saying, "Give me some more."
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes, just give me some more. All right.
I'll rate it.
This is the kind of style I love because it's impactful, it's sweet, it's roasty, it's complex to the point. It's not like overtly complex, but it's complex to the point where it kind of makes you think and be like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Mm-hmm. But it's not super syrupy or palate fatiguing. No, like crazy barrel drying out. With all that being said, well, the wind's a whipping. I will give it a. I'll give it a 4.6.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 4.75. I think this beer is so. I don't have hardly anything to add to what you said. I think it's so well done, so balanced.
I'm almost getting a little Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Like that Good and Plenty kind of Dr. Pepper kind of thing going on with it.
There's nothing wrong with this beer, honestly. Okay, well, Kettlehead. There you go. Thoroughly impressed. Down in the description, I'll leave a comment. Is there again, it is Stout month, or Stout season is upon us. Is there a go-to Stout you have? Is there something you look forward to are you a Bourbon County, you're amped up for those every season? Is there a local brewery that maybe puts out some freaking high quality stouts that you're into? Let us know. His Untappd, my Untappd, FLX beer reviews on the Instagrams, the Twitters, the YouTubes.
This beer makes me so giddy.
I think we're gonna go enjoy some more of this beer. So Kettlehead. Yeah. Cheers.